Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ayushi, for sharing the speech objective. So I would like to call on virtual stand our second speaker of the day, Toastmaster Meet.
Hi, can you hear me and see me well?
Toastmaster Meet, Diary of an Entrepreneur, Diary of an Entrepreneur, Toastmaster Meet.
Thank you, Team Mod, fellow Toastmasters and guests. How many of you have ever thought about starting a startup? A raise of hands. How many of you think startups are cool, startups are fun? A raise of hands. Well, friends, for the past decade, I have been on a wild uh, roller coaster ride called entrepreneurship. I've experienced my fair share of ups and downs. It's been mostly downs, I must warn you. And today I stand before you here to share my learnings, my journey with you, to give you a flavor of what startups are really like. So let's begin with my story. It's said that a man seldom knows about his own objectives, own motivations. For me, the leap into startups came from a mixture of boredom and ambition. While I was working in a comfortable corporate job, I always believed I could make a bigger impact, earn more money, and improve myself beyond the confines of a corporate ladder, which, anyways, never quite aligned with my inherent nature. The corporate world felt constrained, valuing conformity over innovation. I wanted to break free and carve my own path. So I left my job and started a startup with great enthusiasm. But reality hit hard. The first 18 months were brutal, the most painful period of my life, filled with failures that crushed my ego. I recall one instance where I had gone to sell a service to a friend's company and was very eagerly shown the door. Every day felt like a battle. Every setback was a blow to my confidence. When I look back at those days, I am surprised at how naive I was. To give you an example, we left our jobs to work on an edtech idea, and we never even thought about how we would make money from that idea. Just think about it. Desperate for a fresh start, I joined an early stage startup, which also tanked. These experiences were disheartening for me, but they also steeled my resolve. Undeterred, I started my current company, inspired by my struggles with a speech disorder, to help other people with special needs. I must warn all of you, friends. Entrepreneurship is a lonely road filled with doubts. Reebok's founder, Joe Foster, once said, "Nobody cares about a failure." This sentiment rings true for me. Until you succeed, nobody really values your struggles, and you are just simply seen as a loser. Add to this, I have invested over $500,000 worth of my time into startups, a massive opportunity cost. Meanwhile, my peers have raced ahead, climbing ahead in life, buying houses, climbing corporate ladders, achieving stability, you name it. And in the past 10 years, I've tried my hands at 12 to 15 different startup ideas, all of which have failed. All of these factors add into my insecurities about myself, making me question if I've made the right choices. I often wonder if I am uh, deluding myself, chasing an unattainable dream. Despite these challenges, my friends, I feel I have also gained invaluable lessons. I have become more comfortable with discomfort. I have learned to embrace uncertainty and chaos. I have learned to be open minded. Take, for instance, Just last week, after working on a design project for about a month or so, a team member came to us with a new idea, a different approach. Going with that approach would mean we have to discard everything we have done so far. But in an instance, without a shred of doubt, we did that embracing the idea which was superior. I've also learned in my journey about various types of disciplines: hiring, finance, technology, sales, designs. Each failure has taught me something new, adding to my arsenal of skills. I've also learned to face uncomfortable truths head on without denial. For example, I can hold an objective conversation with all of you about how bad I am at sales without a shred of discomfort. I feel the journey has made me into a more complete, better human being, though I still know I have a long way to go. To conclude, I think, like everything else in life, startups come with their own sets of pros and cons. Beyond the shining objects of fundings and valuations, I feel that the real pros of startups are the uh, challenges that you encounter, which give you strengths, and the real cons are the risks that you take, that you need to take to play the game. But for the latter, I take solace in Steve Jobs' words that we'll all die one day, and that means we really do not have anything to lose. When I think back, reflect about what I have been through in the past 10 years, I have realized I've actually led a very comfortable life. Most of my struggles have been just in my head. I've actually been very fortunate to have a loving family, close group of friends who support me. And as the saying goes, whatever doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. Friends, startups cannot promise you success. Startups cannot promise you fame. But one thing that they can definitely promise you is strength. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Meet, for the wonderful speech. I would request audience for one-to-one feedback to Toastmaster Meet. Huh?
हाँ फिर शेयर हो जाएगी अभी कर दूँ ओके दिस कर शेयर